All right, Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodríguez, mayor of Europan in Mexico, was killed during the Day of Dead festival. Here to give us more information is our RAV border correspondent, Oscar El Blue Ramírez. Oscar, before we start, I just want to tell you that we all are thinking about you when we read these stories, and my family turns to me and says, we read about this guy getting assassinated, and the first thing out of the friends and family's mouth is, Oscar going to be okay? And I say, I hope so. That's all I can say is I hope so. So the killing never stops. Just tell us about this assassination.
Oh, Eric, this is what happens when you try to fight off the cartel, you try to fight off the organized crime, you try to do good for the people. This is a mayor that was consistently going after the cartel, the organized crime. Even in a video, he said that he wanted Trump to come in or help, and he was right about, basically dismantling and destroying and eradicating the cartel. And just weeks before, he was making videos sending to the president of Mexico to say to her, I need protection. I need help. These people have bigger artillery than what we have in our government. We need help to fight them. We need help to combat them. And the president, because he's not part of her political party, never helped them. And this is what happened. They executed him and this festival. Just minutes before, he was carrying his child. He was looking to the sky, telling this kid, look at this beautiful festival. He made a video talking about family, talking about love to our country and to the law and order. Then he left his child, and then he was assassinated. And it has created a fire. Everybody's protesting. Everybody's completely upset. They're extremely upset about this situation because the government keeps denying the current situation that we're living right now, Eric.
Do we have that picture of the mayor? We may have a picture of the mayor. I want to also throw it up there. There he is. There's a guy who was assassinated. Now let's hear what he had to say when he mentioned Trump that Oscar just talked about. Do you have that soundbite, guys?
We have to acknowledge that President Donald Trump is right in his statements about security, where he says there are many narco-politicians from all political parties who have been involved with organized crime for many years and a long time. That's true. How can we tell Donald Trump that he's wrong about that? If we all know that we've had narco governments of all colors and flavors? How can we tell him he's wrong in his concern as President of the United States that young people in the United States continue to be poisoned who are not only Americans, but also Mexicans, Italians, Arabs, and from all nations?
Oscar, do you think his mentioning Trump is what causes assassination?
It's part of it. It's part of a. I'm sorry, Eric. I feel so sad. This continues to happen in our country. The good guys are getting killed, and because they're trying to fight off and fight for us, and we feel that our voices are being silenced, and that they're not helping us. Nobody's helping us today. The Mexican president in her morning conference said that she was not going to send the military, that she was going to let it to the authorities. The people are upset. Yesterday, the Michoacan people went to the governmental palace to rush it, to protest. They're completely upset. We are upset of this. We are sick and tired of this. And it has to do with a combination of a lot of things. What Trump has done is light a fire on conservative politicians in our country and congressmen to have the courage to come out and risk our lives like Carlos Manzo did for his people and for the state of Michoacan, risk his life to just defend his people and defend the righteousness of freedom. And he paid with his life. And I hope that, every Mexican wakes up now and understands what kind of government we're living right now.
Oscar, I hear it in your voice. We're concerned about you too, my friend. We are very concerned about you. So Sheinbaum, the ruling party leader and the president, buries her head in the sand, looks the other way, and says, "We'll let law enforcement take care of it. We're not going to send the military in," which we know is insufficient, especially if she's not going to get behind it. What's this November 15th date, and why should we keep our eye out for what goes on in Mexico that day?
Well, there is a massive protest that is being organized, and she is completely upset, and the current government is completely upset. Her whole cabinet is really upset because this is a Gen Z protest. These are young kids that they're extremely tired of this massive insecurity, extortion, kidnapping, missing, missing people, missing young girls, and the full recruitment of young little kids in elementary schools and junior high schools and high schools by the organized crime and the cartel. This massive protest is going to be on the 15th of November. Is going to be directed to the governmental plaza where she is located, where the president does her morning conferences. And it has already been organized and is catching a lot of attention. Now this happened and it exploded. More people want to go, more people want to make their voices heard. And it is a reality. We have had before the great senator, a Mexican hero, Lili Tellez, who she has also been outspoken in the last moment. She has been saying, was a ticking bomb and your hands are full with blood to the Mexican president. There's going to be more protests regarding this issue because people are tired now, Eric.
We're showing some pictures from, I believe, the assassinated mayor's funeral in the streets. We rolled a couple pictures of El Chapo being arrested. Is his legacy still running the cartels, or at least a portion of the cartels?
Well, it looks like it's the cartel that is being hit the most. Just recently, the Department of Treasury just dismantled 12 companies that they were, basically giving out the precursors and the illegal substances to Los Chapitos. That is the other fraction of Los Chapo Guzman. It looks like they're the ones that they're getting hit the most on every border. The massive amounts of tons of fentanyl and cocaine that are being seized by the Mexican government, and ultimately with intelligence of the United States, it looks like that fraction and that cartel, it is the one that is getting hit the most. Now, we're talking about Los Mayos. Those are the ones that they are having a lot of power, in, let's say, on the borders like Tijuana and borders like Mexicali and other borders close to Sonora. They have still power over here and operating with fractions like Los Rusos, that they are the ones that they are trafficking guns from the parts of California into the sections of Mexico. So it looks like Los Chapos is losing more power because that is the cartel that is getting hit the most. And over here in Mexico, journalists and investigators and experts, they're saying that basically the Mexican president is protecting one side, and it is basically letting the United States of America and the intelligence of the authorities of the United States to hit one particular cartel.
It's very scary. We got to jump, Oscar, but is El Chapo still kind of a cult hero in Mexico for some?
No, it's not anymore. A lot of people are waking up. They're tired of this. They're tired of this narco culture, and it is ruining our children's, future. So a lot of people are waking up, and that is a good thing.
Oscar El Blue Ramírez, please take care of yourself. Be safe. Don't take chances, my friend. Best you can. Thank you for your reporting, but I got to tell you, nothing's worth your life or your family's life, my friend. Oscar, thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric, like always.
All right, folks, take a look at this.
I have Ehlers-Danlos, which is a rare connective tissue disorder. I remember waking up in the morning and everything hurt. There wasn't a part of me that didn't hurt. And I cried out to God and I said, Lord, is this going to be the rest of my life? I was watching Wayne Allen Root and he talked about Energized Health. And I thought, what do I have to lose? I've gone from taking 3 narcotic pain medications. In the last 3 weeks, I've taken 0. Thank you, John and Chelsea. This program is absolutely changing my life.
Yeah, we often hear people say this condition runs my family and maybe even ruins my family, or I was born with it, there's nothing I can do. But our next guest says cellular hydration can help people with chronic diseases and improve their quality of life. Happy to have founder of Energized Health, John Jubilee, join us again. John, is chronic always chronic? Does it necessarily mean chronic?
Eric, in our world at Energized Health, it never means chronic. And I love to share this. Some people might not know my backstory, but Eric, the first 11 years from 1997 till 2008, I did this for free. Eric. I helped thousands of people for free. I was still in the banking world. I was one of the top 10 bankers in the United States and, rocking that world. But my real passion, even back then, I worked 2 hours a day in banking and I worked 10 hours a day in cellular health, of helping people to reverse these irreversible ailments and diseases. And for the first 11 years, Eric, every time someone would come to me, and everyone came to me word of mouth, by the way, hundreds and hundreds, and it turned into thousands of people over those 11 years. And they would ask me this question. They'd say, John, my doctor says this is irreversible. Can you help me? And my answer was not what people think it would be. Most people think I said yes. I did not say yes, Eric. The first 11 years, I had one answer for thousands of people. It was, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. But after 11 years, Eric, of people with every autoimmune disorder, Crohn's disease, Lyme's disease, diverticulitis, irritable bowel syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis, Meniere's disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, you name it. When I saw every one of those things reverse over 11 years, then we changed our answer. Then we changed our answer to, we will 100% money back guarantee you this will reverse. Even what your doctor said is irreversible.
And John, very quickly, joint pain. I think most of us, when we hit a certain age, we start to realize that every joint in our body starts to hurt in one way, shape, or form at one time. This will help, yeah?
Eric, this is the number one thing. So do you know that we literally survey tens of thousands of people? The number one health issue in the United States of America is joint pain. It is joint pain. And I can share with everybody my own journey. That was my number one. Now, I had high blood pressure and hypertension, and I had a 10-inch belly. You know, those things were bad, but those weren't 1/10. The pain that I had in both my knees were bone on bone. They told me my only result was to have 2 new knee replacement surgeries. And I am telling you before God, 28 years later, my knees are like they were when I was 17 years old. I regrew all my cartilage. And more importantly, Eric, we have hundreds, if not thousands of people that have the same result. We have MRIs of people who were scheduled for a hip replacement surgery. And now we have their MRI with full cartilage back in their hip, back in their knees, back in their shoulders, back in their elbows. We know intercellular hydration helps regrow cartilage. It's a fact based on hundreds, if not thousands, of real testimonials.
Literally amazing. I got to do this. They still tell me it's only shoulder replacement surgery is the only help for me. I got to try this. John, always good having you on. John Jubilee, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
All right, folks, we shall be right back.